Manchester United are eyeing a move for this Real Madrid midfielder. What will he bring to Old Trafford? In a recent report, Defensa Central stated that Manchester United are eyeing a move for Real Madrid midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni. It has been claimed that the Red Devils are showing interest in recruiting the France international this summer. Tchouameni's impressive form in Spanish football. Tchouameni enjoyed a decent campaign at the Madrid club as he put in a series of impressive displays at the heart of their midfield. The France international featured in 52 matches for Real Madrid last season, scoring 2 goals and grabbing 1 assist in multiple competitions. The 25-year-old made 47 tackles, 34 blocks and 46 interceptions in La Liga. He was even accurate when distributing possession from midfield after completing 92.3% of his attempted passes in the Spanish top tier. Stats via his current contract at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium will expire in the summer of 2028. Thus, it won't be easy for the Red Devils to sign him on the cheap this off-season. What will Tchouameni bring to Manchester United? Tchouameni is a solid tackler of the ball and can time his challenges well to earn the ball back for his team inside his half. He usually puts his foot through the ball when required and excels at playing his way out from midfield. The France international is an accurate passer of the ball. Tchouameni is primarily a defensive midfielder but can also play as a box-to-box midfielder or as a centre-back if asked to do so by his manager. However, he might need some time to adapt to the physical side and high intensity of the Premier League if Man United manage to snap him up this summer. At 25, Tchouameni has his peak years ahead of him, which makes him a decent choice for the Red Devils to consider this summer. We can expect him to bring more bite and steel to Man United head coach Ruben Amorim's midfield department. Tchouameni might even help the Mancunian club challenge for a European spot in the Premier League next season. With all things considered, Man United would be wise to go all out to bring the French talent on board before the end of this transfer window. Manchester United are holding up Real Madrid's deal to sign 22-year-old Spaniard. Manchester United, in recent seasons, have been an example for how clubs shouldn't go about their transfer business. The club has made some appalling decisions in the transfer market, signing players for inflated prices much higher than their value and failing to trust those who came through the academy. One example of this was the story of Alvaro Carreras, during his time at Old Trafford. He spent 4 seasons at the club, failing to make a single first-team appearance, despite Luke Shaw's torrid injury record. Instead, Erik ten Hag chose to sign Terrell Malacia and play Diogo Dalot on the left, when the situation demanded it. Carreras has since moved to Benfica in Portugal and established himself as one of the best young left-backs going around. His performance against Barcelona teenage sensation Lamine Yamal earlier during the 2024-25 season particularly caught the eyeballs, as not many managed to achieve that against the Spaniard. Now, as per Manchester Evening News, Manchester United are holding up Real Madrid's move to sign Alvaro Carreras. As from Benfica, Los Blancos have agreed a £43 million deal to sign him this summer, just a year after the Red Devils sold him for just £7 million to the Portuguese club. The English club has a buy-back clause, which is why Real Madrid's move for the 22-year-old hasn't gone through yet, although the source confirms that Ruben Amorim and company have no interest in triggering the same. Even if they did, it is highly unlikely that they would be able to convince Carreras to return to Old Trafford. Man United, however, need to officially inform Benfica of the same. A story of what could have been. Real Madrid have struggled in the left-back department since Marcelo's exit, with Ferland Mendy and Fran Garcia having middling success. The Spaniard could prove to be an excellent improvement in the backline for Xabi Alonso's team, as he looks to mount a new project. Carreras is the perfect, modern-day left-back. He is attack-minded, composed in possession, and has a high work rate to get up and down the pitch. Anyone who has seen him play is likely to be reminded of a young Jordi Alba, and United made a mistake to not trust him when they had the chance. Amorim's current squad is made up of a number of fullback, wing-back options like Patrick Dorgu, Diogo Dalot and Noussair Mazraoui, but the Spaniard might have been an upgrade on all of them. Regardless, this is a story of what could have been in a United jersey, and it is only a matter of time before the Red Devils give their official communication and Real Madrid announce the 22-year-old. Real Madrid unwilling to pay more than €20 to €25 million to sign Ibrahima Konate. Liverpool could sell this summer on slots. Liverpool have suffered a massive blow as Ibrahima Konate could end up joining Real Madrid this summer. Ibrahima Konate's future has become a big talking point as he has entered the final year of his contract at Anfield. Real Madrid are the ones who are very keen on signing him, but they are plotting a Bosman move for next summer. However, according to us via Sport Witness, Konate could end up joining Los Blancos this summer. The player does not seem interested in penning a new deal at Anfield. As a result, the Reds are ready to cash in on him by demanding €50 million in the ongoing transfer window. However, Real Madrid are hesitant to pay more than €20 to €25 million for his signature. After making a name for himself at RB Leipzig, Ibrahima Konate joined the Merseyside club in the summer of 2021. The Frenchman has only gone from strength to strength over the years, and he has established himself as a key figure in the team. The 26-year-old centre-back was ever present in Arne Slot's 11 as they ended up winning the Premier League. While Slot certainly has him in his plans for next season, things have gotten complicated because of his contract situation. The Frenchman's current deal runs out next summer, and the Reds were working on a potential renewal. However, Ibrahima Konaté does not seem interested in extending his stay at the Merseyside club, and they are well aware of this. As a result, Liverpool have now decided to cash in on him for €50 million. The Reds have no intentions of losing out on him for free, having lost Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid this summer. The report suggests Konaté has become a real option for the Spanish giants to further strengthen their backline this summer. Real Madrid could sign Konaté now. Ideally, Real Madrid were looking for a free transfer next summer, and it would have certainly been a great fit as David Alaba's contract would have run out, and Antonio Rudiger's time at the club could have also come to an end. However, Los Blancos could still look to add him to their squad this summer despite having signed Dean Huijsen, as there are still concerns about Eder Militao's fitness, after he has suffered 2 massive knee injuries in the last 2 seasons. The Spanish giants are internationally considering signing another centre-back, and Konaté is their main target. The French international also has his heart set on a move to Real Madrid, which certainly helps their cause. While Liverpool are ready to sell him now and Real Madrid could make a move, there is a massive difference in valuation. The Reds value him at €50 million, while Los Blancos will not fork out more than €20 to €25 million for someone who could be available for free next summer. Manchester United are eyeing a move for this Real Madrid midfielder. What will he bring to Old Trafford? In a recent report, Defensa Central stated that Manchester United are eyeing a move for Real Madrid midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni. It has been claimed that the Red Devils are showing interest in recruiting the France international this summer. Tchouameni's impressive form in Spanish football. Tchouameni enjoyed a decent campaign at the Madrid club as he put in a series of impressive displays at the heart of their midfield. The France international featured in 52 matches for Real Madrid last season, scoring 2 goals and grabbing 1 assist. The 25-year-old made 47 tackles, 34 blocks and 46 interceptions in La Liga. He was even accurate when distributing possession from midfield after completing 92.3% of his attempted passes in the Spanish top-tier multiple competitions. What will Tchouameni bring to Manchester United? Tchouameni is a solid tackler of the ball and can time his challenges well to earn the ball back for his team inside his half. He usually puts his foot through the ball when required and excels at playing his way out from midfield. The France international is an accurate passer of the ball. Tchouameni is primarily a defensive midfielder but can also play as a box-to-box midfielder or as a centre-back if asked to do so by his manager. However, he might need some time to adapt to the physical side and high intensity of the Premier League if Man United manage to snap him up this summer. At 25, Tchouameni has his peak years ahead of him, which makes him a decent choice for the Red Devils to consider this summer. We can expect him to bring more bite and steel to Man United head coach Ruben Amorim's midfield department. Tchouameni might even help the Mancunian club challenge for a European spot in the Premier League next season. With all things considered, Man United would be wise to go all out to bring the French talent on board before the end of this transfer window. Churros y Tacticas podcast. This is the conclusion Xabi Alonso needs to come tune his patron-only episode of the Churros y Tacticas podcast. Kian Sabani and Diego Lorraine discuss. Was the PSG game just a blip in Xabi Alonso's journey? The conclusion Xabi Alonso needs to come to. Vinicius Jr.'s numbers and efficiency. Will Xabi bench Vini or Mbappe? Will Vinicius regain his form? Arda Güler and Jude Bellingham's role at Real Madrid. And more. Enjoy the raw churros, Campeones. Did you enjoy these churros? Get a more raw version once per week exclusively on patreon.com/churrositacticas. Co-host and chief editor of the Managing Madrid podcast, Kian Sabani, along with Diego Lorraine, Barca TV, Viva La Liga TV host, delve into La Liga's hottest topics. We scrutinize the biggest games, dissect the main talking points, and bring a unique and fresh perspective to Spanish football. Real Madrid had hoped to end a disappointing 2024-25 season by winning the Club World Cup, but it was not to be. They were dumped out of the competition by Paris Saint-Germain earlier this week, in a match that Xabi Alonso's side were unable to lay a glove on the European champions. It was a particularly difficult match, and tournament as a whole, for Raúl Asensio. The 22-year-old started 3 matches in the United States, and he made a big error in each. He gave a penalty in the Al Hilal draw, was sent off against Pachuca, and gifted a goal to PSG in the semi-final defeat. Asensio's mistakes have drawn criticism, including from his own teammates, and he has now acknowledged that he was not up to standard during the Club World, doing so in a statement on social media via Cadena Ser. Madridistas, a season in which I have fulfilled the dream of being part of the best club in the world is over, but it has ended in the way I least wanted. I feel that I have not been up to task in a Club World Cup that demanded the maximum, but now it is time to disconnect and recharge my batteries. I wish you a happy holiday and now and always, Hala Madrid. Counting the days until I return to the Bernabeu. Asensio will find it difficult to start next season. Asensio broke into the Real Madrid first team during last season, and generally, he performed well in La Liga and the Champions League. Supporters were delighted to see him get his chance, but he may struggle to get regular opportunities during the 2025-26 campaign. He will have Dean Huijsen, Antonio Rudiger and Eder Militao ahead of him in the pecking order, and he will also compete with David Alaba. As such, his chances could be limited. Real Madrid are dealing with the fallout from Wednesday's disappointing 4-0 defeat to Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup, which ended their involvement in the tournament at the semi-final stage. And some of that fallout has centered on Vinicius Jr. Vinicius has attracted criticism from within Real Madrid. It's been reported that Real Madrid have been unimpressed with Vinicius' efforts on the pitch, which he is to be punished for. And this could have now had a knock-on effect in regards to his future at the Santiago Bernabeu. In recent months, Real Madrid have been working on agreeing a new contract with Vinicius, who has attracted strong interest from clubs in Saudi Arabia. It's been reported that an agreement has been reached, with the idea being for it to be signed later this summer, but that no longer looks to be the case. As per El Chiringuito, the situation is now in limbo. Real Madrid are yet to make contract with Vinicius in regards to finalizing his new contract, which the player himself is not in a rush to sign. Vinicius' future at Real Madrid is no longer assured. Real Madrid are still expected to be counting on Vinicius despite a poor run of form over the last 12 months or so, but Kylian Mbappe has replaced him as the club's golden boy. And there is a chance that things could change because of this. This could develop into a very worrying situation for Real Madrid, who definitely do not want to lose Vinicius for a reduced price, which they may have to cons. If this situation rumbles on without the contract being signed. For now, there will not be panic, but that could change if it continues for at least another 6 to 12 months.